Hello everybody and welcome back. So today I want to talk about this game called No Man's Sky. Most of you have probably heard of this game before. It was a procedurally generated space survival game that came out a few months ago by Hello Games. And this game had a very interesting launch. More interesting of a story than I think pretty much any game that's come out at all recently. And I kind of want to jump back into the very beginning and kind of go through the whole timeline of this game instead of just talking about the game itself, because I think the story behind the game is much more interesting. So this game was first revealed at the VGX in December 2013. I remember watching it, I remember seeing that trailer for the first time, I remember being mystified and thinking, like, what is this game? I need to play this game. And I followed it from then on. Like, I remember them talking. I've seen almost every interview with them. I remember when Sony jumped on as a publisher, and they were going to help with promotion and publication of the game. Because Sony helped out, they were now going to be like pressing discs. There was going to be trailers for this game. This wasn't just not just a small indie game. Like, Sony was getting behind these guys, and they were getting a lot of traction. Like, Sean Murray was on Colbert, and I think he might have even been on like Conan or something like that with the gamer show they do. It's like he was this icon for a while, but you have the creative designer pretty much out there talking about this game, and after the game came out, it kind of showed that he dug himself in a hole. But moving on from the game being first revealed, we get to the delay of this game. So this game was supposed to come out in June 2016. And a few weeks beforehand, the game got delayed, which was kind of strange. I mean, I was looking forward to it. I thought it was going to come out soon. And it got moved back to August, which I think was a dangerous time to put it in. You're putting it right as people are going back to school. This game would have been perfect in June, but it clearly wasn't ready. So people were very mad at Sean Murray for doing this. It left a very sour taste in everyone's mouth. People were sending death threats to Sean Murray, death threats to Hello Games. It was ugly. Like, it was horrible. You never like to see people treated like that, and it was just a mess that they needed to delay their game. And then, before the launch, people were really excited about this game. I mean, this game really hit on the mainstream much more than any indie game has of this kind of caliber, and I think it's really because Sony got behind it. I mean, this game was on the E3 stage. It looked mysterious. It looked different. It looked like it was going to push the bar forward. And that's how Sean Murray talked about the game. He showed these demos and kind of talked about this, like, theoretical, like, anything could happen on these planets. And it was very tantalizing. I mean, everyone wanted to play this game. They wanted it, and in August we got the game, and the game hit to some pretty lackluster scores from the press. At first people seemed okay with the game, but then everything started to blow up. There was a bad PC port that people were very, very unhappy with. There's not a great ending in this game. I mean, I got to the end of the Atlas path, and I stopped playing then, because I'm just like, you just kind of get a paragraph of text, and you just like, okay, time to keep playing. And from what I heard, like, in the Center of the Universe is, honestly, I haven't gotten there yet. I haven't looked up and read what it is. Someday I hope to get there, but I didn't, because I lost interest in it after beating the Atlas path. And also just missing content. It felt like there was going to be more to this game, but it's very samey. You're doing the exact same things over and over again. And yeah, it is neat, and there was a lot of really cool things about it, but I don't think people were expecting. People definitely were not expecting that it is just another survival game. And this made people really, really mad. They were expecting the next game they were going to play forever. And this was not it. I don't think this game was ever going to be that. And yeah, the way Sean Murray talks, it got people really, really excited. And they were disappointed. They were mad. More death threats came out. People, are started to form legal suits. There's videos online of showing like every single time that Sean Murray lied. He said this was going to be in the game, it doesn't work. He said this was going to be in the game, it's not there. And it got really ugly. And this was pretty much right after the game came out. So, a couple weeks afterwards, pretty much all the player base left. Me and my roommate stopped playing, and the vast space of No Man's Sky is empty, as it was in development. And it's just... people felt cheated. And I don't get why they felt that way with this game, but they don't in other games. We had the same kind of problem with Watch Dogs, is they promised a lot and they didn't deliver on that. We had the same problem with The Division. Like, I remember seeing trailers of that game showcasing locations that were never in that game. And, like, people just are gonna die on this hill of No Man's Sky about how it is horrible, and they are gonna talk about it all the time. It's horrible, horrible. It's almost like people are talking about how horrible this game is more than even just they played the game. And, you'd see YouTube video titles like, Sean Murray is a fucking liar. Like, he is a horrible man, he ruined my life, he did all this horrible stuff, and it doesn't end there, is the thing. So after that, Sean Murray pretty much went into hiding. His Twitter page pretty much has laid dormant since the game released. He hasn't talked to people. They just said, oh, we're working on the game. We're working to fix bugs. We're working to add content. And, it's been silent since August. Well, something in October happened. Hello Games was hacked, including their Twitter. And posts were made like No Man's Sky was a mistake. And there's lots of confusion about what happened. I guess at first there was emails going out to press that were hacked emails. And, information came out afterwards that was hacked due to a LinkedIn. That's how the guy got in. But it's still kind of weird. Like, no one really knows what happened. But it just continues to get worse and worse for these guys. And my point is, throughout this whole entire video, is no matter what kind of game they released, Sean Murray is not a bad guy. He was not trying to deceive you. He wasn't trying to steal your money. I've never met the guy, but I cannot believe that is what he was after. Sean Murray is a creative, and he has all these incredible ideas in his head that are not possible right now. They wouldn't work, and they never would have worked, but being the creative side of it, that's what his job is to do, is to push and try to get these incredible ideas into this game. And yeah, it didn't all work, and it ended up being a survival game that, we've played before, with, a lot of the same content, a lot of the same kinds of animals, and the same kinds of planets, and the exact same resources, over and over and over again. Yeah, it got samey. But these guys weren't trying to deceive you, they were just trying to make a cool game that got blown way too big. This is a game that should have had a small fan base and supported the game, and, I don't know. It's just sad. So, the thing I want to get across with this is, people gotta give Hello Games a break. There's more important things you can focus on in your life. Let them work on their game, and let them make it better, and try to mend the situation. And, really, Sean Murray, I'm worried about you. I really, think you're an interesting person. I loved watching interviews with you. It's sad to see something like this happen, and it's like, you start to think, it's like, this guy's gotta be broken and depressed, and there's just so much hatred thrown at this studio, and all they were trying to do is just make this cool art game. But it's not the way it happened. And the mainstream games media got a hold of it and went wild and destroyed this studio. I hear lots of people talking just even more hatred about this game comes out all the time, and it's just, we need to learn from this. and learn that you you can't trust marketing. This game was mismarketed by Sony, and you need to learn about a game and go into the expectations of what it really is going to be. Too many people heard things that it was just going to be the next game they were going to play forever, and that's what they wanted, and they got it all hyped up in their head, and everyone got all hyped up about this game, and it ruined the game for everybody. It ruined it for everybody, and this game will never be the game that it was supposed to be. But, you know, Sean Murray, I miss you. I want you to come back. Start talking to the community again. There are people out there that care. I can't wait to play a content drop. You know, you guys make a cool update, add bases and add more interactions on planets and add different animals and differences to the planets. I want to come back to that game, but you guys gotta communicate with your fan base as well. You can't just go radio silent. Like, I understand that talking is kind of what got you guys in this problem in the first place, but you gotta start being honest with your fan base about what you're working on and what's working in the game and what isn't working in the game, so we can try to get this game to the state that we all wanted to play. I think it can get there someday, but people need to calm down and stop trying to burn everybody at the stake, because it's a mess. So, in the end, Sean Murray, you didn't deserve the hellfire that came with releasing this game, and I can't wait to see more content in it. I'm excited about it, and I just want to see people be a little bit nicer out there, because you weren't trying to deceive anybody, you were just trying to make a cool game. Someday, I hope this game becomes that.